scientists have discovered something, well, something that says the universe is not supposed to exist. Everything you see, everything you are, it's all the result of a fundamental break in the very laws of reality. And to really understand why we shouldn't even be here, we have to go back, way back to the very beginning, to a time when the universe was built on an idea that was perfect, beautiful, and ultimately fatal. You see, the laws of physics that run our universe, they're built on this incredibly beautiful, profound symmetry. The idea is that for everything that exists, there should be a perfect opposite, a perfect mirror image. Okay, let's take the electron, a tiny little particle of matter with a negative charge. The laws of physics basically demanded it have a perfect opposite, an antiparticle called the positron. It's got the same mass, same everything, but a positive charge. One is matter, the other, it's perfect mirror reflection, antimatter. And here's the kicker. This isn't just for electrons. Scientists quickly realized that every single particle that makes up our reality, the quarks inside protons and neutrons, all of it has a corresponding antiparticle. It's like the universe was built with a complete shadow version of itself. Which, of course, leads to a pretty obvious and very troubling question. If the universe made equal amounts of both, where is all the antimatter? I mean, we see galaxies made of matter, stars made of matter, us made of matter, but no anti-galaxies. To answer that, you first have to understand the one unbreakable rule of this mirror world. And that rule is brutally simple. They can never touch. Because when a particle of matter meets its antiparticle twin, the result isn't just a collision. It is total, complete annihilation. They don't just, break apart. They annihilate. They literally cease to exist as matter, and their entire being transforms into a brilliant flash of pure energy, pure light. And this whole process is governed by the most famous equation in all of history. Einstein's E equals mc squared tells us that mass and energy, they're really just two sides of the same coin. And annihilation, well, that's this equation in its most perfect and most terrifying form. To give you a sense of the power we're talking about, think of a nuclear bomb. In that explosion, less than 1% of the mass is actually converted to energy. But in a matter-antimatter reaction, 100%. It is the most efficient, most complete conversion of mass to energy possible in the entire universe. It's the ultimate power source. But here's where the story takes a really strange turn. Because the universe can also run this equation in reverse. It can take pure energy, just light, and from literally nothing, it can forge matter. So back in the chaotic furnace of the early universe, a high-energy photon, a particle of pure light, could just spontaneously transform its energy into mass. But here's the rule. To keep the cosmic books balanced, it could never create just one particle. It always had to create a perfect pair, a particle of matter and its antimatter twin, both speeding away in opposite directions. So just try to picture this. The first moments of the cosmos were this raging, chaotic storm. Flashes of light spontaneously becoming pairs of matter and antimatter, which would exist for just a split second before, bam, finding another particle and annihilating right back into a flash of light. A constant, perfectly balanced cycle of creation and destruction. But then, as the universe expanded, it started to cool down. And this, right here, is where the story should have ended. You see, as things cooled off, the photons no longer had enough energy to create new pairs, so creation just stopped. All the matter and antimatter that had already been created should have found each other one last time and annihilated. The result should have been a universe with no matter in it at all. Empty, lifeless, filled with nothing but cooling, fading light. But that is not what happened. For a reason we still don't understand, the universe's perfect symmetry was flawed. For every 1 billion particles of antimatter it created, it seems it created 1,000,000,001 particles of matter. It meant that after all the annihilations were over, for every billion flashes of light, one single lonely particle of matter was left over, with no one to dance with. A tiny imbalance, a cosmic rounding error. And if this is blowing your mind, do me a favor and smash that like button. It tells us you want more deep dives into the mysteries that built our reality. Because that tiny error, that fraction of a percent of leftover material, well, that's everything. That single lonely particle, left over from a billion annihilations, is what went on to build the entire universe we see today. The stars, the planets, the galaxies, you. Every single atom in your body is a survivor of that cosmic war. You are literally made of the leftovers. Just think about that for a second. Based on the perfect symmetry that physics holds so dear, none of this should be here. Our very existence is the evidence of a fundamental flaw in the foundation of the cosmos. So the next time you look up at the night sky, or even just look in the mirror, remember what you're really seeing. You aren't just stardust. You are the improbable, impossible result of a glitch in creation. Which leaves us with one final, haunting question. If our entire universe is just the leftover matter, where did all the antimatter go? Is there a mirror universe somewhere out there made entirely of antimatter, whose inhabitants are looking up and wondering where all the matter went? We simply don't know. That mystery, that great cosmic imbalance, is one of the deepest questions in all of science. So I want to know from you. Drop a comment below and tell me the cosmic mystery that keeps you up at night. And if you never want to stop exploring the answers, subscribe and hit the bell to join us.